everyone, my name is Taryn and thank you so much for stopping by my channel, Nicole Flower House. I grow cut flowers here in Zone 7B. This video is all about what I'm planning to do as far as fall bulbs that I'm going to plant this fall and will bloom in the spring of 2023. This past spring was the first time I've planted a large number of tulips, and I learned a lot during that spring season. I definitely was not prepared for how intensive growing a large number of tulips and harvesting them would be, but I learned a lot, so I'm making some adjustments for next season so I don't get so burned out. One of the big differences is I got into a rhythm of when and how to harvest the tulips properly, and I also got a cooler for storage. At the same time, last season I also opened up my shop and I learned a lot about what customers are looking for, so I am also adjusting the colors I'll be offering. Another fun experiment I want to do is try to force tulips and ranunculus for Valentine's Day. I would love to be able to provide fresh flowers during the Valentine's Day season. I'm unsure if any of this will work, but I'm going to give it a go. Now, I want to do a whole video about the ranunculus situation, so I'm not going to get into those details, but it did affect what colors I wanted to purchase of ranunculus for this season. I'm also very interested in trying out a no-till method for tulips, and also I won't be digging trenches or digging up garden beds to plant this year. Again, this is another experiment and I haven't tried it before, but I'm borrowing the idea from Jenny Love and the No-Till Flowers podcast, so once I figure out more details about that, I will be sure to share it with you, but I'm still kind of working on what I need to do. I was noticing a little bit of soil-borne disease in tulips and ranunculus, so I had no idea about the need to rotate your planting location for tulips so aggressively. A lot of experts say that you should not plant tulips in the same spot for at least 7 years, and I've been planting tulips in my same garden beds for several years now, and I think I noticed some effects from that. So I also need to change the location of where I will be putting all of the tulips and ranunculus. Alright, let's get into which varieties of anemones I got. I just have them up here on the screen for you to see. And at the end of the video, I did list out where I purchased all of my bulbs from so that you can see those as well. I may try covering some of my anemones up to see if they will bloom a little bit sooner to help with the whole Valentine's Day situation. Last spring, almost all of my anemones were the purple and blue colors, which were very nice, but I want more of a variety this time. The varieties you see here for the ranunculus are for the Valentine's Day experiment. I do have other colors like orange and yellow and salmon planted out front, so these are just the ones that I purchased new. My tulips, I am planting, it seems like a lot of varieties, but it's actually less than last year. I have a lot more brighter colors and a better variety of colors, and I also paid attention to their harvest times. I'm really hoping that the harvest is a lot more spread out than it was last year, and that I have all the colors at each time of harvest. So I have a variety of colors that should bloom in the early mid section, the same colors again in the mid, and again in the late harvest window. I tried to group them out and organize it a lot better and offer some more kind of coral and peachy tones in addition to the whites and pinks. I did less orange and less red than I did last year. I still have some, but just not as many. The hope with having less varieties but more of the same variety is that I wanted to do more recipes and have more consistent bouquets available. And I did order up on the pink, red, and white varieties for the Valentine's Day forcing, and I picked early varieties for those because I believe that's recommended for forcing the early varieties. I'm also adding a few new varieties of daffodils to my collection. Last year we got a hard freeze right when all of my daffodils had set their buds and none of them bloomed. I didn't know that was a thing either. I thought daffodils were kind of indestructible, but this year I'll protect them better and watch the forecast when they're setting their buds. Here are all the places that I bought bulbs for the 2023 season. I hope you enjoyed all of this information and found it interesting. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, and the best way you can support me and my channel is to subscribe and share it with your flower loving friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.